Tuscan Queen the favourite. They're racing. KC jumped away well on the inside with Best of Days. Dig Deep. Tuscan Queen was pushed out early on by Pike. He wants to be forward, and Tally and Galo Chop with Pakadali out near the middle of the track are starting to surge across. Right behind those Superstormers they got going, being followed by Platoon, a length and a half to Gatting. Mississippi Delta, the Velvet King, back off the speed today. They're being followed by Star Exhibit, then Jericho Missile back in the field, being followed then by Regal Power, and snagged out the back last is Akanar Star as Johnny Allen goes to the lead with Galo Chop at the 1200 in the Kingston Town, and Galo Chop led a length and a half on Pakadali. A length and a half away then the favourite, the filly. Tuscan Queen third. KC's only a length off her, running fourth. 3/4 of a length away is Dig Deep. Back on the inside, Best of Days, shaded by Gattinger. Then Tally a little wider out, being followed by Mississippi Delta. Platoon back in the centre. McGruddy has to steady Superstorm. Back there pulling hard. Star Exhibit 3 deep on the track. Regal Powers back there as well. Jericho Missile followed by the Velvet King, and Dakanar Star still whipped the field in at the 650. Galo Chop led them a length and a half to Pakadali. Gatting well placed, coming to the home corner by Warwick. On the fence, KC pushing up now. She's got about a head in front of Tuscan Queen, but it's about to pull out 3 deep. They're being followed by Mississippi Delta. Best of Days has come off the fence, but Galo Chop sailed for the judge, clear by about 3 or 4. KC with a run on the inside. Galo Chop, 200 to go. Here comes KC. She's winding up on the inside. Galo Chop's the leader. KC's cutting it down. Best of Days runs to third. KC grabs the lead from Galo Chop. It's KC home, and another one for Stevie Parnham in the Kingston Town. KC beat Galo Chop. Best of Days. Superstorm running on well down near the inside, followed by Regal Power. In behind them then Tuscan Queen. Next home Tally, Gatting, Platoon, Dig Deep, and then Pakadali. Mississippi Delta well back in the field, followed by Akanar Star, Star Exhibit, and then the Velvet King with Jericho Missile, the last of them home.
Stephen Parnham wins his 4th Kingston Town Classic aboard the 3-year-old filly, number 15, KC. And he shares it with his father, Neville Parnham, who himself wins another Kingston Town Classic. Galo Chop, brave, he just kept running, and it didn't look like they were going to be able to run him down. But a big weight pull of 9 kilos in the end allows the filly KC to beat Galo Chop. Then it was Best of Days, and then it was Superstorm in behind those. KC, another 3-year-old and another 3-year-old filly wins the Kingston Town.
And what a story for Steve Parnham and Neville Parnham, a daughter of playing God. Steve Parnham rode that horse to 2 Kingston Town Classics, one as a 3-year-old, one as a 4-year-old. Neville Parnham wins another Kingston Town, and sired by a horse that he used to train himself.
A marvellous result. First racing preparation. He did everything right from barrier 1, and she's out-toughed a real tough horse who's run the race of his life there in Galo Chop. Best of Days has run well, and he is an exciting horse for the future, that 4th horse.
Here's the man of the moment, Stephen Parnham with Brittany Taylor.
What a beautiful moment this is. Both Chris and Brad, brothers of Steve, have just passed him and wished him congratulations. Steve, can you put into words what you're feeling right now?
It's the best feeling I've ever had on the racetrack. I've worked so hard for this. It's probably the biggest challenge I've ever had in racing, to get my body weight down, and I've been working really hard with my fitness team, and they've done a huge job physically and mentally for me, and it's just paid off today, and I'm really happy. You
certainly have been rewarded for all that hard effort, getting down to the 50 kilos. How much of nostalgia is this to think that you won this race on Playing God back in 2010 and 11, and here you are with his progeny winning another one?
It just adds to it, Brittany. I can't believe it, really. Obviously Playing God was my first Group 1, and it's still the most special moment that I've had, to win Dad's first Group 1, but to now win a race, the same race on his progeny, is unbelievable, to be honest, and I'm just so happy.
You're one of the best form students in the room. When you drew barrier 1, what was your intentions going out, and did it all play out just as you'd hoped it would?
I expected the Velvet King to be forward. I didn't know where it ended up, but I wanted to use my gait, the lightweight. You want to have that advantage there for yourself, and the pace was pretty solid, so mid-race I let it go a bit and come back a bit further, and I just watched it unfold, and Gallo Chop just gave me a really good flow into the race and rolled off the fence, and I went straight up inside it. It was just perfect.
And what a wonderful filly. You just must be so proud of her.
She's as tough as they come, I tell you. She's just improved, and everything that's been thrown at her, and she's just a marvel, you know. And I'd like to thank Dad and Mark Sestich, who have put all their hard work and time and effort to take her to the beach after track work in the mornings, and I've no doubt that has probably got her to where she is today.
It's a great team effort. Congratulations, Steve. Go and enjoy this. Your 4th Kingston Town.
Thank you very much.
Yes, an incredible moment for Stephen Parnham, as Wes, I'm sure, is for Dad Neville, who won this race twice with Playing God, and now he does it with a daughter of that horse.
Yeah, it's amazing, Greg. Neville, firstly, congratulations. Premierships are one thing, but winning Group 1s, they're just that special.
Oh, absolutely. It was a very big thrill today to win with a horse that, you know, I think a lot of. And secondly, is by Playing God, which obviously I won the race with before a couple of times. So yeah, it's just a really big thrill to win a race like that.
What about the ride from Stephen? Yes, he had barrier 1, and on paper at times barrier 1 can look good. It can also look to be a poison chalice, but you mentioned earlier on in the day that he'd done his form, he knew where he wanted to be, and he had the weight right down pat.
I knew he would. He's a great form student, and he does things right. I knew he had a plan, and I really thought that he'd probably posse up in a similar position to that. The more I thought about it, he might have been a length or two further back, but he just wanted to have the favourite in its sights, and he did just that, and it's the shortest way home. You know, when I drew barrier 1 for her on, I think it was Tuesday, most people were negative on it. I was actually really positive, because she'd been drawing outside barriers, having to go back to last, and you know, flashing home. But Stephen came up with an interesting stat during the day that there's never been a horse that's actually run past her in a race. So that's how much form he does. But I'm really thrilled for him too. Yeah.
It's incredible, isn't it? Mentioning that nothing has ever got past her, and going into today's race, it was only her 8th start, but she's done everything right, and everything that you've put to her, she's been able to match.
Yeah, she showed right even back. We give her a couple of trials earlier in the year, and I think Steve rode her in the first trial, and then I put Ryan Hiller on the second trial, and he got off her and he said, this goes pretty good, and we put her out. Greg wanted to be patient with her, and we give her a nice break and brought her back, and with the intention of just winning races really, and she come back in late winter, and she won those 2 out of 3, and she improved out of sight when I put the blinkers on her, and I said to Greg, we just give her a couple of weeks off, and we'll head to the better races, and we finished up here today.
How did you feel in the run, watching the race?
I was really confident, yeah, really confident. Especially when I could see Galo's shop in front, and coming off that bend the first time round here, sometimes they can drift a little, so I was sort of hoping, but I could see Willie starting to make his run, but then it just seemed to stop his run. It didn't go anywhere, it didn't take off, so and Steve just kept picking away, and when he got the inside run, it was fantastic.
One last point, Playing God. You mentioned the victories in this race. How good is that feeling with a daughter of Playing God winning this race?
Oh, it's quite exciting, because I believed in that horse. We didn't gold him because we thought that he was a bit weaker and not mature enough in early days. He was out of a very old mare, and then when he came back as a 3-year-old, he blitzed him at Belmont. Then I think he ran 4th in maybe Belgravia or something, and then he just kept winning after that. He finished up, took him east. Ran, I think, probably 4 or 5 Group 1 placings over there, and the Australian Guineas, Australian Cup, Turnbull, all those good races, and came home and won another Kingston Town. So, it's great to have him as a sire in Western Australia, which we need a good sire, and He's by Blackfriars, and unfortunately he's passed on, but, you know, hopefully he can fill that void.
Enjoy the success.
Thank you.
Well done. Neville Parham, successful. KC with Stephen Parham aboard, taking out the Magic Millions Kingston Town Classic.